Donald Trump has pardoned 1,500 Jan 6 rioters and commuted the sentences of 14 others who stormed the U.S. Capitol 4 years ago. It means that more than dozens of people convicted of violent crimes during the riot, including the 169 people who pleaded guilty to assaulting police officers, will walk free and see their convictions wiped clean. The move ends a grave national injustice and begins a process of national reconciliation, according to the text of the mass pardon Mr. Trump signed on Monday evening. At a ceremony in the Oval Office, Mr. Trump claimed those who had been convicted and charged were hostages, having previously referred to the riot as a day of peace of love. The sweeping action issued a full, complete, and unconditional pardon to anyone connected with the attack, apart from 14, several of whom were connected to the Proud Boys and Oath Keepers militia groups, who saw their sentences commuted. Who are the rioters? Among those who received a pardon was Enrique Tarrio, the leader of the Proud Boys, who is serving a 22-year prison sentence after being convicted of seditious conspiracy for his role in planning the riot. Tarrio, who was not present at the Capitol for the riot, established a special chapter of the militia group which selected the time and place for the attack and recruited rioters. Others include Julian Catter, was sentenced to 80 months in prison after pepper spraying and causing bodily injury to U.S. Capitol police officers. One of the officers, Brian Sicknick, died of a stroke the following day, although Cater was not charged with his death. Devlin Thompson was sentenced to 46 months in jail after pleading guilty to assaulting a police officer with a dangerous weapon. He attempted to throw a speaker at police, although this actually ended up injuring a fellow rioter before swinging a metal baton at a line of officers. Robert Palmer was sentenced to 63 months in prison for assaulting law enforcement with a series of dangerous weapons. The 54-year-old attacked officers with a wooden plank and emptied a fire extinguisher in their direction before throwing it at them. The objects were capable of inflicting serious bodily injury, the Justice Department noted. Stuart Rhodes, the founder and leader of the Oath Keepers militia, was sentenced to 18 years in prison for seditious conspiracy. Rhodes, who wears an eye patch after accidentally shooting himself in the face, did not enter the Capitol, but allegedly rallied followers in a plot to block the certification of Joe Biden's victory in the 2020 presidential election. Mr. Trump told NBC News last year that rioters had pleaded guilty to assaulting police officers because they had no choice, adding, "The system's a very corrupt system." According to the U.S. Justice Department, more than 140 police officers were assaulted when Congress was breached. Of the roughly 1,600 people who have been charged over the incident, 174 of them were charged with using a deadly or dangerous weapon or causing a serious injury to an officer. As of Monday, there were still 300 prosecutions still pending in court, including those accused of violent felony crimes, such as assaulting police, CNN reported. J.D. Vance, the vice president, said earlier this month that those convicted of assaulting police officers would not receive a presidential pardon. Speaking on Fox News, Mr. Vance said, "I think it's very simple. If you protested peacefully on January 6 and you had Merrick Garland's Department of Justice treat you like a gang member, you should be pardoned. If you committed violence on that day, obviously you shouldn't be pardoned, and there's a little bit of a gray area there." Mr. Vance subsequently faced criticism from right-wing commentators on social media following his interview, but denied that his comments were a walkback of Mr. Trump's position. Mike Johnson, the House of Representatives Speaker and a key ally of Mr. Trump's in Congress, told NBC on Sunday, "Peaceful protesters should be pardoned, but violent criminals should not." Mr. Trump said earlier on Monday, that he did not mention the January 6th rioters in his inaugural address after taking the oath of office because advisors warned it would be divisive.